Okay, good morning, everyone. This is Michael Venezia, head trader and one of the coaches at TradeView Markets. You know, it's a CPI number and it's Friday. It is June 10th, a little after 11 Eastern. I usually try to get on 11 Eastern. For those that don't know, here is the TradeView Market site. I'll log into TradeGATEHub in a second. You know what I mean? I have to log in now actually to make my point. So here we are at TradeView Markets. I'll sign in, submit my preferences. I sign in just the same way, TradeGATEHub, just like everybody else. By the way, I'll digress a second. Do you see how much data that we have through trade? This is just one tab, TradeGATEHub, top news, if you will, market movers. Okay, we have stocks up in game. So this is only going back to one thing. This is only one tab on the TradeView Market site. So if you haven't before, do some exploring around because it's an extensive site. It's a phenomenal site. I'm an employee here, so I give my edification, if you will. I might want to be involved in something shoddy. So look at the site. You go to Forex and everything. It's an extensive site, and for a person that into the financial markets, any financial instrument you want, we have it. And if you don't ask me, ask somebody else at TradeView Markets. We're more than happy to help you, and they will help you. All right, so getting it. So let me sign it to TradeGATEHub. For those that have been following all week, I always say that the red button here is almost like the YouTube button. From Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday to Friday today. Watch all these videos. It's almost like a short story, how the market develops and goes, and happens throughout the week. If you sign in every once in a while and just sign in on a Friday and just happen to get into the data, just like I punch up, this is our all the playlist, by the way, because goes back for as long as we've been in existence, not to be dramatic, but that's it. So just like on TradeGATEHub, how I post in the mornings to watch videos, for example, that I think are very relevant and that I watch. This is one of them that I posted today. And it had to do with Mike Santoli commenting about inflation. Could the charts be me moderating into it? So the same way that I prepare on a daily basis or on a micro basis is the same way that you should be signing in TradeGATEHub and watching our videos. The coach and I, we do 2 a day throughout the week. And that should also be part of your plan. It's part of my plan. After I'm done here, I'm going to go watch coach's video at 9:30 Eastern. The reason why I can't watch it, obviously the market opens, if you will, at 9:30 Eastern. So what I do is I go back to look for ideas. I go back to look at edification, and coach is also very good at what he does. So even something that goes to enunciation or presentation, I go to. So that's a great, before tantamount to any real-time data, we have here. After we say it, after I just said something, it's old news after it's out. So, and that's why we put the YouTube channel for you to catch everything. If you want, if I talk fast, or if I talk slow, you miss something, go and press the pause button, freeze the screen, and get an idea of what I'm looking at. Pause and play it, and pause and play it. Okay. I could talk on a macro, on a medium, or on a small term level, but here we are today. Go watch Mike Santoli. I apologize. It's been one of those weeks. I always post ES downside support, short-term market sentiment. Okay, so we came in, this is a third day down, if you will. Came in, precipitously lower, and this is hold on a second. This is an oversold category. So what are we down? 1,000 points, if you will, give or take. So you know what I mean? Granted, it is a Friday on huge CPI news. There's still obviously the Ukraine war going in. Markets never bottom on a Friday, but certainly it doesn't mean you can't actively trade, because when short-term sentiment is here, as by the way, it's probably right here down 1,000. Fear and greed started off this morning at 32, but if I may look, and by the way, that's too high for me. Fear and greed should be 10. Fear and greed was 10 last week, and we bought the market. Fear and greed right now. Hold on, let me see what the latest fear and greed update is. I got it just a little before I came on here. Pardon again. All right, so the latest fear and greed up, although put call ratios are short term, I would look for a tactical bounce going into the straight into the noontime hour, but certainly into a tactical short term bounce. It's basically with this whole rally the past week and a half has been. It took the market gave back, a week of gains into 3 hours. So here's the equity NASDAQ put call. Here's the equity put call. But let me go to fear greed. All right, fear greed's at 28. Last week it was at 10, and we were lower than we was last year. So I'm not that fearful. I'm trading. I am upset that I didn't take the majority of my profits off that I had going into low. And this is another thing that I want to point out too. Let me see if I'm the right screen. Sometimes when I share screens, it changes. You know what I mean? You have to reshare it. So let me go to a point I posted. And I'm not alone in this. And a lot of my peers were thinking the same way. Hold on. It had to do with Mark. And it's pertinent. So have some patience. What did Mark post? Actually, it's up more. Basically saying that, Marty, where's Mark? I pinned the tweet because it was actually a real statement about how saying that, yeah, we think the bottoms are put in, but everybody's really, sort of reluctant to put new money to work. And certainly that's where I am right here. The consistent theme for me is that I've been having trouble putting long-term money to work. Where is it? This is a very Kalanovich, he's wrong. Mystery broker is wrong. So you know what? Even the wise guys. But this is our bull and bear. Okay, this is I posted today. Let's go back. You know what? Whatever. The fear and greed was lower. Credit default swaps. That's going to change drastically today. Okay. So here's the the B of A, Bank of America bull and bear indicator. Okay. This is going into today. So everybody's extremely bearish. The market's down, whatever it is. And I don't mean to make light of it, whatever it is. It's down nice. It's down enough to where this thing's, it's red line. It's, the freaking needle broke off the thing. Here's our charts on ES. Yesterday maneuver with large range for the active trader. Helene, yesterday, looks like the lowest volume for the Qs since Christmas week. And that was on a pullback. So today, that was 2 days ago. And yesterday was the NASDAQ with the highest volume of the month. So they were going up on low volume and they pulled back on heavy volume. So that's not a very good sign, not going to lie. This hurt. Netflix down 3% after Goldman Sachs cut the sell. And Goldman Sachs also cut Roblox to sell. They cut Netflix to sell. And at these levels, actually, they bounced a little bit. They're shorting a rally. That's what they're doing. Let me get into today. So listen, it's not about how they opened today, although it's a little bit painful. Go back to all the TGH data that I post. And I also said put calls were washed down on a daily, but fear and greed is not there yet. Short term, trade tactically. Long term, we're not there. And I'm not going to add to any long term positions that I still have on. Okay. The close today is one of the more important closes that I can remember in recent memory. And for those followers here, when I say something of that magnitude, I believe I said something like a month ago or 3 weeks ago that this was the most important. Hold to it. All right. It's about the close today. Fear and greed's off the chart. Sentiment indicators are off the chart. Fear and greed is not exactly there yet. I'm still sitting on my hands, and I don't think I'm alone. So anything that you do now, you're probably going to be wrong before you're going to be right buying anything in this downdraft. Don't let your trades turn into positions. And if you want to do something now, like I'm not buying any low floaters. If I buy something, I'm committed to it. If I add to the XBI, which I'm going to do, I'm committed to it. If I'm going to buy Microsoft, I'm committed to it. And I'd be willing, and I'm not, by the way, I'd be willing to piece into these things. This is not a time to, press the button and try to make, a half or a dollar a share on 10,000 shares, because if you're wrong, you're going to be wrong worse, if the lack of a better term, than you're going to be right. Do I have any questions coming into today? Tesla was holding good. Let's see what the wise guys are doing. Share screen. Listen, I'm not doing much. I'll show you next time. I am still in the middle of changing my platform. It's the equivalent of, like, I don't know what a golf pro changing his golf clubs. It's maybe a guy, my dad was a jockey, is equivalent to him changing agents. It's going to take a process, and it's actually helping me because I'm doing things in slow increments. I'm not. I wouldn't say I never get frantic, but I'm not as active as I usually would be considering where the VIX, where's the VIX right now? Gerard pointed it out, so it was at 30 last time. I'll get into a second when I show charts. All right, let's look at the wise guys are doing. I put in so much work. I spent the email is not for free or for $1. Screw you. SQQ bullish. That's bad. Though that's the opposite of the NASDAQ. Taking a break to calm down. ISN XLE bearish. CPI also look at this. And by the way, go back again if I'm going too fast. They don't look like. Here he is. Here's Mark. We are at the 20% correction point now. We are just starting a bear market. No one bearish at the top. Now people think it's obvious we are starting a bear market. No, we've already been in a bear market. So I understand what Mark's saying. I mean, it's almost by the news. I also want to say what else he's been saying. It was just so poignant. We took profits into strength on our big gains. I wish I had even more aggressive. Same thing. Leaning up to our clients with more 20% invested. So he's not the judge and the jury, but he's been very good at what's going on. Update. Here we go. Not much going on out there right now. Some put buying still flowing, but pace has slowed down. Good amount of put positions now being rolled or adjusted. Call buying remains pathetic. Sentiment more of an intraday time frame. Like I said, you might be getting some tactical moves, but no means am I saying this is it. So once again, my opinion is not the only opinion. I am certainly not the judge and the jury, but that's how I'm playing it. RES levels. Let's go to back to TradeGATEHub and let's see what's moving actively. Okay, let's go to stocks. Apple on the low, Apple, APL on the low. How you doing? Microsoft, I saw this didn't even have a bounce. You know what I mean? Yeah. Microsoft. All right, so top US gainers. It's going to be a small list. Who do we have? Redo, coaching. You know, not one EDU. Okay, Chinese name. All right, so on the top US gainers list, I know one name. I know them all, but there's one that one would even be interested. And by the way, the last one I saw is GFI. I see that. I would see gold and I would see Newmont mining. And what I also see is what Coach said on how gold made a reversal this afternoon. So go back to the 9:30 video. Gold's Mike. I don't know. Coach, I'm going to go to 9:30 and look for you. I certainly would probably play more of the commodity than the stocks because, you know, AU is a gold stock. And I just think that it's when they take down stocks, it's very hard to just buy a stock altogether. I would go with the commodity first and then maybe the stocks after, doing actually with the reverse we usually think, Coach. But, you know, I don't know yet. Like I said, on everything else, it's not going to be any different than gold. It's not going to be any different for the Qs. It's not going to be any different for oils. It's going to be all about the close for me. Certainly, if they have a watershed fault being where things are, I will dip my toe in. But I will just, as I say, I'll be 20 to 30% in my toe and willing to add, and probably will have to add. Anything that I make tactically, unless that I really like it and it really makes a strong change of trend, which I doubt, then I'll keep some. No, I see Newmont mining. Everybody was telling me that Newmont has a good chart. It had that. Listen, this is what I see on. I'll even go to TradeGATEHub. Stocks. I'll look at the Newmont chart. Newmont. All right, so let's go to a daily. 3 months. Great chart. They do a great job here. So Newmont volume double bottom. Yeah, Newmont I would buy, and that's the best of breed. And going back to my new platform here. This is the new platform which I'm looking at. You guys should be familiar with it because it's thorough. This is the chart on Newmont. I'm not done with them yet, but like I said, I don't care what that is. Once it broke through that 63.80, now it's 65 being an option day. I'd be buying it above, buying a little bit above 65, below 65, 64-ish. Yeah, I like Newmont. Yeah, I wouldn't talk you off it. So let's go back here and show you what's weak on the day with our TradeView stock indices as we approach 11:20 Eastern. Margin calls should be done for the day. Although if they go a little lower, people that had bought that bottom and they break a previous bottom, it depends on the stock, then they're going to unwind even more. But if certain stocks don't make new lows, then there's probably not going to be any margin calls. Don't gain on this margin call thing. It's an indicator. And now it's a little after 11:20 Eastern. So I think that those that got stopped out would have gotten stopped out, but you have to wait until 2:30 for the next round. All right. Docu. Thank God I got out of that one. I got out at 69 this morning. View, APLD, AUVF, Fresh Market, Beam, Global. I don't like that for the SCDB. Stitch Fix had news. Let's look at the trading room. Any question? Oil just started. No, oil's got some time to go. And you know what? What was the tell on oil? I said it 2 days ago, and I'm gonna never forget it. Gonna never forget it again. Zim. What Zim did. That shipper. It was over. And look at Zim. Went from. I'll have the charts. They'll be very polished. Zim went from 68 to 62. Other shippers include SBLK. GNK was the best of breed. You know, these things were stairs up, elevator down. 27 to 22. I mean, you have a winner. You know, you go back for 3 days and you're like, I have a shipper. You think it's safe and they just fall. I agree on oil. I actually agree on. I'm not sure about. I'll have to think about it more over the weekend because if it's just starting to fall, we have time. So I'm going to play it that way. This is a peek in the new platform, by the way. Pfizer's down near lows. You cannot get anything as. This is what my man says here, Dean, sharp dude. See the light? The recent market cycle has been one of the most difficult valves to navigate. Let's put it this way for new traders getting all the Michaels. This is the thing. You want to see about the red, okay? Let's put it this way. New traders getting all the market cycles put into a compact 3-year time frame. Took me 20 years to learn about these pullbacks and moves. You can get it on right listening to us, trading either on the TradeView Markets platform, real platform, or a demo. Call your local broker, or I'll help you. But the point is, he's right because Dean has been trading as long, maybe longer than I have. Dean, guy's got 100,000 followers, and his point is being, you want to get everything in the 3-year time frame. You can. You want to get everything in a 1-year time frame. Hold on. Go right here. The red YouTube button for TradeGATEHub. All right. You want to experience everything on a daily basis for 3 years. He's right. But you want to get in a little shorter, go right here. Go to all these videos that Coach and I do. Boom, boom, boom. Here, right here. This years of years of real time, what I'm communicating. I'm actually thinking out loud. Morgan Stanley, Wells Fargo, all down 4% more in the banks. 4% in the banks. And I was a hero in Citicorp. Flow Jesus. Top bearish by deltas. Let me show you. Okay, you want to talk to me thinking out loud? I'm thinking out loud. This is what I see. Ford XLF is bearish. BABA, 31 seconds. Some are taking my comment. Our work suggests another leg down could be the last. The last leg could still be brutal. Fucking guy's right. But we got a lot of cash and we had a little bit of Dan Springer. Meta bearish. Meta. All right. So you know what? I'm not going to do anything. You know what? I'm going to leave the office for a little bit. Probably come back after lunch. Do my lists. My stick to my routine of writing down in my notebook stocks I'm interested with big range, volume, and positive price action. Then I'll go through the list, go through my charts. I'll check them off or either cross them out that don't fit into the further criteria in the afternoon, being with the trend, short and long term. And then I'll just, reevaluate both day trading, both as a swing trader and in the fund as well. I doubt I'll be doing anything in the fund. Swing trading won't be hypocritical. It'll probably just say what I said before. If they have that waterfall close, I'll put 20 to 30%, at work. If they open up on Monday morning, I'm in the game. If they open down, I'm going to add, but I'm only going to add to the positions that I want. The same positions that I want on Friday at the close, I'm going to want on Monday. Because the rotation, if they follow through on Monday, the same stocks are probably going to follow through. So I'm just going to add to what I want and then, put the seatbelt on it. I don't want to give an unpolished statement, but when you're at these levels, that's sometimes what you have to do. Sometimes if you want your positions to work in this time, you really don't micromanage them in the look. You have to micromanage your entries because things are so sensitive. But certainly don't, if they're going to go, they're going to go. So any other questions, I'll leave it at that. Traders price in getting hit with stops today on no green. A lot of people getting hits on stops. So, just trade tactically. It's better to be in cash. We had a nice move up. If you were following here the last couple of weeks, both with Coach and I, you did make some nice trades on the way up. I did take some off. So we're reset. We're all ready to, you know what I mean? We're all ready to do it again. And we're prepared and did well on the first time. And it's going to be no different the second time, whether it's the third leg down is going to be the most dramatic or not. We're still going to be here. We'll be communicating, and we're going to sticking to our routines, which are consistent, and our ideas, which are consistent. And it's all fundamental at this point. Like I said, you're not going to be short of stock selections. Your fundamentals and how you act as a trader is going to be up to you. So I'll leave it at that as we sign off 11:25 on Friday afternoon. I'll be back after lunch. Don't do anything at lunch right now. I mean, there is movement, but let everything sort out. You're not going to do trust me on the experience, nothing's going to be done in the next 2 hours. If they rally 100 handles, there's always another day, there's always another trade. And you just, don't get fed up or just look at it. It's right there. So stay calm, stay cool, stay focused, have a plan. Those are the two important things. Third important thing is stay tuned to Coach and I and the rest of the traders and bounce off ideas off each other. So if you're a pro, do that. If not, go to the red YouTube button. So have a good day, everyone, and cheers. Thanks again.